السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، أما بعد. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم. صدق الله العظيم. Dear brothers and sisters, so Alhamdulillah, this is the 7th episode of our series Rediscover Dul-Hijjah, and today is the 28th day of July. We will have the class tomorrow and inshallah day after tomorrow as well, as we skipped a couple of days in the beginning. We discussed the life of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. We discussed the first 10 days of the month of Dul-Hijjah, their significance in the sight of Allah and in the sight of the Islamic Sharia. And we briefly started discussing the Fiqh of Ud'hiyya yesterday. Today, inshallah, we are going to discuss more the Fiqh of Ud'hiyya and sacrifice or Qurbani, inshallah. I'm going to mention few masail, those basic masail, inshallah, but I don't exactly know what type of questions or other masail you want to ask. So I wrote in the chat box that inshallah, if there is any question you have right now, so you can write in the chat box, inshallah, after talking for a few minutes, inshallah. We will see the questions from the chat box, inshallah, and we will try to get the answers of them right there, inshallah. As per the Ud'hiyya, we learned about it from the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which Sahaba asked that Ma hadhihi al-Ud'hiyya ya Rasulullah, that oh our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is this Ud'hiyya? What is this Qurbani? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Hadha sunnatu abikum Ibrahim, that this is the sunnah of your father Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And we learned about it, that how is it the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, how Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam went through different struggles and trials, and this was his biggest, the greatest struggle and the trial that he was tested with by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we covered that in our previous episodes. When we talk about Ud'hiyya, so offering Ud'hiyya is one of the great rituals of Islam, and it is the great rituals of Islam because it goes back to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and because of its intensity and because of its nature and because of its history and the background, that's why it is one of the greatest symbols and the rituals of Islam. When it comes to Ud'hiyya, we always do the sacrifice and the Qurbani of the for eating meat. We do the Qurbani of the animals all the time. We even eat chicken, even different types of birds, and we eat the goat, sheep, ram, and different other animals, buffalo, cow, or camel, or the deer. But doing Ud'hiyya and Qurbani in the 3 days, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th days of Dul-Hijjah, doing Qurbani in these days is not just a Qurbani, is not just you are sacrificing an animal for eating. No, it is not for eating. Though we eat it, that is another blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, though we eat the meat, but shedding the blood for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is considered one of the greatest ibadat and one of the greatest ibadat in Islam. And it happens only, it is considered ibadah in the 10 days of the month of Dul-Hijjah. In the 3 days of the month of Dul-Hijjah, the 10th day, the 11th day, and the 12th day, which is going to be this year, inshallah, July 31st, that is Friday, August 1st, that is Saturday, and August 2nd, that is Sunday. And this doing the giving the sacrifice of animal, it has been the tradition of other nations, even from before Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and even after Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, it has been the ritual in different nations. But the ibadah, the way it is considered in Islam, in the Islamic teachings, we do not find this ritual in this situation, in this way, in the other nations and in the other religions, as we find it that doing sacrifice of the animal, it is considered an ibadah in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and great reward, as we learned from this hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that فَمَا لَنَا فِيهَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ, what do we have for us in this sacrifice? بِكُلِّ شَعْرَةٍ حَسَنَةٍ, بِكُلِّ شَعْرَةٍ حَسَنَةٍ, for each hair you are going to get a reward. And if you have the sheep, then for each strand of wool you are going to get another reward. That is the great reward that from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we are going to receive on behalf of our Ud'hiyya. Now, who is required to perform Ud'hiyya? So Ud'hiyya, or we call it in Urdu Qurbani, is Sunnah Mu'akkada according to majority of the scholars, including Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, Imam Malik, and other scholars. But it is obligatory upon every adult Muslim, male and female, who is Sahib Nisab. And that is, what is Sahib Nisab? That the person who is supposed to pay zakat means he has 85 grams of pure gold or 595 grams of pure silver or equivalent of any of the two. That person is supposed to give Ud'hiyya. It is an obligatory according to Ahnaf, to Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, and the other scholars of Ahnaf. Now, if you just listen carefully about these masail, because many of us may make mistake in taking care of our Ud'hiyya and Qurbani. So each adult member of a family who has this certain amount of money, certain amount of wealth and asset, which I mentioned in front of you, that equivalent of 85 grams of pure gold or 595 grams of pure silver or equivalent to any of these two. So if this person, any person has this much wealth or assets, that is basically in saving, not the assets. The person has the saving. Then this person must perform his or her own Ud'hiyya separately. Now, if there are two people in the family, husband and wife, and both of them are rich, both of them have this much saving, so both of them are supposed to do separate Ud'hiyya and Qurbani. A lot of times it happens that our mothers and our sisters, they are negligent about it, and their husband do that, and both of them, though they are the owner of the certain amount of saving, but they ignore that and they do only one Qurbani on their behalf, though the Qurbani or the Ud'hiyya is obligatory upon each of them separately. Or for example, if there are 4 or 5 members of the family, for example, there is father, mother, there is son and the daughter, and they are adult. The son and the daughter, the children are also adult. So those children, they do not come under the parents, under the father or the mother. They are adult, and they are, if they have the equivalent amount of this 85 grams gold or 595 grams of pure silver, means they are rich, they have this much saving, then on their own behalf separately, each one of them have to give Qurbani. It is obligatory, it is mandatory upon them separately on husband, separately on wife, separately on son, separately on daughter. And if it is a joint family, as in several cases it happens, for example, maybe the son or the daughter, they are married and all of them live together, then their wives and their husbands also are supposed to give Qurbani separately. One Qurbani will not be enough for each of the person, on behalf of each person. But if there is only one person who has this much saving and the other people not, other people don't have any job and they do not work or they don't have anything or they are minor, then the Qurbani will be only on this person, on this the, um, the person who is the responsible of the household. The Qurbani will be only on this person. It may be husband, it may be wife, it may be if the parents are old and they do not have anything, and the son who is the responsible for the household, so it is the Qurbani will be on him. I hope that this mas'ala should be clear to every one of us, inshallah. And if it is not, and if you have any other questions, you can write down, inshallah, in the chat box, and we will try to cover that. However, there is an important mas'ala over here. For example, there is husband, wife, son, daughter, all of them live together, or they don't live together, but father is the responsible of majority of the things. He takes care of it, and father takes like, for example, one cow. He takes one share on his behalf, one share on behalf of his wife, another share on behalf of his son and daughter, so 4 shares, and then another shares for other family members. And he has the permission of the other people. He has informed them that he is doing the Qurbani on behalf of them. So the Qurbani on behalf of each person will be valid. Means no, those people separately do not have to do their Qurbani, because they have made this person their wali, their representative, and he asked the permission of them. So he's doing his Qurbani will be enough on behalf of everyone, because he's taking his own share, and he's also taking the share of his wife, and he's taking the share of his son and daughter and the other people of the other members of the family. So it doesn't, everyone separately do not have to do that. If one person is taking care and he is being the representative of each and every person of the family, or whoever he is responsible for, then that particular person that he is responsible for, he or she is not doesn't have to do Qurbani separately. Means he is taking care on their behalf. Now after that, as I mentioned yesterday, that some so-called intellectuals or the modern we say that like Muslims or progressive Muslims, or you name it, whatever you want to name, but they think that, especially, like, why do we have to do Qurbani? Instead of doing Qurbani, why don't we give this money in Sadaqah, and so that we can help the people, because people may not need money, the meat, they may need medicine, they may need money for some other thing. Always giving cash or giving in the form of currency, it is always better. This is the question. So basically, the Qurbani is not done for eating meat. Qurbani is not done for the people. Qurbani is done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the answer we receive from, we get in the Quran, and that is لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم. Qurbani, this meat or other things, and the bones, لحومها ولا دماؤها, and the blood does not reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What reaches to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is your taqwa, that is your intention, that how much you are ready to sacrifice, because this is just kind of a symbol that you are sacrificing this animal today, but tomorrow if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to sacrifice yourself for him, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are ready to sacrifice that. It was vice versa in the case of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, that he was ready to sacrifice his son, but when he proved that he is ready to do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam with the ram from Jannah Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam came with. So this question is not valid at all. This question is cannot be entertained in the Sharia of Islam. Some people are still say this question comes every year, but this question is coming a lot of times nowadays. In this situation, we are in the pandemic, a lot of people are going through difficulties, so people are just making hue and cry, and they are speaking loud. that why should we do Qurbani? So the answer is still the same. The reply is still the same, that the Qurbani is not done for eating meat. Qurbani is not done for that. Ud'hiyya is not done for that. Ud'hiyya is done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for himself made it obligatory upon the rich people, those people who are rich in the sight of Sharia. They will have to do that. Yeah, there is nothing wrong that after doing Qurbani, your obligatory part, if you are doing some nafil and some volunteer Qurbani, optional Qurbani, you can skip that and give sadaqah to the people. And no one also is stopping you that after doing Qurbani, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you enough money, enough assets and wealth, you can help the people, not only in the time of Ud'hiyya, anytime. It is recommended, and it is highly recommended in the Quran and in the Sharia of Islam to help the poor people, to help those who are needy and deprived people. After that, another important mas'ala comes here, that if someone, for example, for any reason whatsoever, he was traveling, or he was negligent, or he forgot about it, or he was in a place that he did not know when is Eid al-Adha, and he could not do his Ud'hiyya and Qurbani on the 10th, 11th or 12th day of Dul-Hijjah, and it was obligatory upon him. It is still obligatory upon him to give this amount of money into sadaqah to the poor people. This is the only case where this person can give sadaqah, and then this obligation will be fulfilled from him, because out of negligence, or he could not do his Qurbani, so he has to give sadaqah. Then in this situation, in this case, it is allowed. After that, which animals can be slaughtered to perform Ud'hiyya? So just let me quickly mention, all of us know that goat, either male or female. A lot of times people think, no, female goat is not good. No, male or female goat, both of them are same. Or some people say that there are different types of goat. Those goats that they have been treated when they were child, and they cannot. So those is any type of goat which is available and which is at least 1 year of age can be slaughtered. Sheep, either male or female, of at least 6 months of age. That is 6 months of age sheep can be slaughtered for the Ud'hiyya. Cow or ox or buffalo, at least 2 years of age. Camel, male or female, of at least 5 years of age. So the goat 1 year, sheep half year, cow or buffalo this kind is 2 years at least. Camel, male or female, at least of 5 years. One goat will be enough only for one share, for one person. And in the camel or cow or buffalo, in all of these big animals, there can be 7 shares, like means 7 people or 7 shares can be taken care in one animal. And if the seller of the animal claims that, for example, this goat is 1 year, and you trust him, or this sheep is 6 months, or this cow is 2 years, or this camel is 5 years, even though you seem that it is not, it is a little bit small in size, but if you trust the person and you know the person, then, and whatever he's saying, and if it is apparent, if there is no apparent evidence to the contrary, then his statement will be considered valid, and you will go with the person's statement, the seller's statement, and you will take that animal and sacrifice. Now, if it is he was lying or doing something, and you have done your due diligence, you have checked everything, and then after that even it was wrong, then you are not responsible for anything that is between that seller and in Allah, and between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and that seller. You fulfill your responsibility. What is the time of Ud'hiyya? So Ud'hiyya can only be performed on 10th, 11th and 12th day of Dul-Hijjah. This is clear. And it is ibadah in these days. No Ud'hiyya is allowed before Eid Salah. Before Eid Salah, for example, you start doing Ud'hiyya immediately after sunrise? No. Or after the dawn? No. After Eid al-Adha, once you are performed Eid Salah, then you can sacrifice the animal. Yeah. If someone lives in a far village countryside where there is no Eid Salah, people do not perform Eid Salah, then they can do that immediately after the dawn. Means after the Fajr time starts, it can be, the Ud'hiyya can be performed. to perform Ud'hiyya after the sunset on the 10th day and 11th day is permissible, but it is makruh. But on the 13th day, on the 10th, 11th, on the 12th day, if somebody wanna perform Ud'hiyya on 12th day after Maghrib, no, after Maghrib, before Maghrib time ends, because that is the third day. And then someone after sunset, if somebody performs Ud'hiyya, that Ud'hiyya will not be valid because the third day ends at the sunset of 12th day. So you have to do it on the 10th day or 11th day or 12th day. Yes, on the 10th and 11th day in night time also you can do after Maghrib, but that will be considered disliked. That is not the preferred way because you are not doing it in daytime, and there are different reasons for that, different logics for that, that you are you are slaughtering an animal. You may hurt yourself, you may hurt the animal. It may take time, and then if it takes more time, then you are hurting the animal, which is not permissible, which is not allowed, because there are different mustahabbat and different guidelines and restrictions when you are slaughtering the animal. You are taking some living things live, so you have to be as smooth and as fast as possible, and you have to be as careful as possible. That is why. And also Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did that in daytime. What is the sunnah method of Qurbani? Now this is very important for us. What is the sunnah method? The sunnah method is, and the more preferred method of for a Muslim to slaughter the animal of Ud'hiyya with his own hands. If a person is doing Qurbani, it is the preferred method. The person is present over there and he or she does the Qurbani with their own hand. If for any reason whatsoever they don't want to do it and they want someone else to do it, it is still better that that person is available over there. And if someone is not even available over there and he makes someone else representative to do it on their behalf, that is also allowed, that is permissible, but that is not something preferred way. That is not the preferred way. Now, what do you read? How do you make the intention? So intention you can make, you don't have to say it with your tongue. It's good if you say it, you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or that is also maybe enough. But if you want to really say it the way Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it, in the way it is mentioned in the Quran, you say these ayat of Surah Al-An'am, ayah number you say inni wajjahtu wajhiya lilladhi fatara as-samawati wal arda hanifa wa ma ana min al-mushrikeen qul inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin la sharika lahu wa bidhalika umirtu wa ana awwalul muslimin. I, being upright, turn my face towards one who has created the heaven and the earth, and I am not among those who associate partners with him. Because you are doing it for the sake of Allah, not for eating meat, that's why you declare it. Indeed, my prayers, my rites, means these rituals of sacrifice, my living and my dying are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the Lord of the worlds. He has no partner, and this I have been commanded, and I am the first of the Muslim among you. And that is what Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said at that time when he was ready to slaughter Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. After you recite these ayat, you say Allahumma minka walaka, Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. Or if you just don't want to say it, or you cannot say it, if you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, that is also enough. That is also enough. So there is nothing wrong in that. But since it is an important act, it is better that you memorize these ayat and these words. You say it in Arabic, or you say at least their translation into in your own language, Urdu or English or Persian or whatever language you know. So now these were the important and very basic masail which I have mentioned. I have seen here that there are few masail. Some is saying that when did Hajj start? So Hajj basically after when it became obligatory, the Sean Stone, they are asking the question, when did Hajj start? So see, Hajj has been the sunnah from the time of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and it was going on even at the time of Jahiliyyah before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came. Hajj was one of the rituals that the kuffar of Mecca, even they used to worship the idols, but Hajj was something that they never left. But the shape of Hajj, the performance of Hajj, it had different things they used to do in that. Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and he changed it and he reformed it and he modified it. Now in the Sharia of Islam, when it became obligatory upon Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. That was the 8th year of Hijrah. That was the 8th year of migration of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Makkah to Medina. 8th year, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not go for Hajj. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala went. 9th year, he did not go. The 10th year, Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went for Hajj. There is a reason for that, and there is a whole discussion about that. We can discuss it inshallah later on in some other lectures. But it was the 8th year of Hijrah when the Hajj became obligatory upon people. Then I thought it started today. Oh, if you are asking about the month of Dul-Hijjah, no, it is not today. The month of Dul-Hijjah, today is the Dul-Hijjah 7. That is today is the 7th Dul-Hijjah. So then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That started on 22nd, Wednesday 22nd, it started Dul-Hijjah, the first 10 days of Dul-Hijjah, if you are asking this question. After that, there is a question, is it permissible to make nafl Qurbani on behalf of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Yes, it is permissible. A lot of people, some people, they just kind of out of, you say, not have enough knowledge, they say that this is not, no. You can do the Qurbani not on behalf of Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, it is recommended you do that. But also you can do it on behalf of your deceased ones, means your parents or your parents' parents, your grandparents, anybody, or your children who have passed away, and the reward goes to them. If you pay Qurbani money online and they do not ask the name of the person for whom the Qurbani is for, is the person's intention enough? Yes, that's what these all the foundations and organizations, they are asking you for doing Qurbani, basically their intention. And that is understood that you are making them representative. When you press the donation button, then you are making them your representative, and they will take it on your behalf, and you don't have to mention. If you specifically want to mention something, you can email them, or you can mention when you are paying. There is always, I think, a space over there to put some notes over there. But your Qurbani will be valid. After that, one Qurbani is enough for more than one deceased family members. I mean, the Qurbani is not obligatory upon them, upon the deceased people, upon those who already passed away. Qurbani is not obligatory upon them. You do one share, and that one share, you can make the intention of your, as many people as you want, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the reward of this Qurbani, this Ud'hiyya, or this share to these people, and that will be enough, that will be valid. So these were some of the questions that I received. So inshallah, I hope that there is no more questions. If you have any other questions, since we still have today is Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be Qurbani, inshallah. So if you have any questions, we are available. I'm available, inshallah. You can email your question to info@masjidumar.org, or you can contact us. Also, you can call us on 770-279-8606. That is Masjid Umar phone number. So we will reply you, inshallah, in timely manner. And any questions, do not hesitate that, because this is not something you are doing volunteer. This is something you are doing, you have an obligation upon you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So do it in the right way, and do not be hesitant in asking the question, inshallah, anytime. So we will be glad to answer your questions, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليه. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.